Is focusing on yourself an issue? Meaning, are you not doing it? Are you focusing on everybody else and then just feeling so spent and drained and kind of like resentful and mad? If this is you, then one of the big things this video is going to be about the importance of focusing on yourself first and then watching. When you do that, everything will shift. It's weird. It's like a magic trick almost in a way. Whereas before we're told, well, that's selfish. That's not being nice. You should help other people. I think I was in that culture of upbringing with my mom and that generation, the boomer generation, where everything you did, you were last. Like everything was first before you. And unfortunately, I learned that from her, and she learned that from her mother, and so on and so. And it will end with me. There's that famous book that was a movie called Ends With Us, and now the focus goes back onto me. And they even say that, like, you have to make sure your cup is full before you can pour into others. However, we don't practice that in the world today. For some reason, I don't know why, moms kind of get a bad rap on that. And sometimes if dads are playing the main caregiver role, and I know Michael, my husband, probably feels that way a lot of the time because he does do a lot of things with the kids, but it's the place of, I really wanted to talk about this topic because it's kind of sensitive, I think, for a lot of people. And it is a shift, and it's a motivation for you so that you can empower yourself to do more. And you can show up as a better version of yourself because you're not waiting to give yourself scraps and pieces at the end when the day is ending and you're exhausted. And so one of the things is, I think the biggest lesson I learned, it's not just cultural conditioning, it's familial conditioning. So whatever kind of upbringing you came from also conditioned you. I recently learned over the weekend that we have a nervous system from our parents, from our mothers, because we were carried in a mother's womb. And so when you're birthed, you are imprinted with your mother's nervous system at the time of birth, the time during pregnancy that they're carrying you in their womb. Just like our cells are permanently in your mother, if you're a woman and you have children, your children's cells are permanently in your body, just as you are permanently embossed in your own mother's body, same thing. And the concept of that is fascinating to me because I think you can just like erase it and then move on, like with a magic eraser, and there is no such thing. It kind of just stays with you. So what I'm realizing is whether you want to or not, you kind of have to address things that happened in your past in order to move forward. I've heard that book, it's kind of something called The Body Keeps Score, or a saying, and it's so true that whatever happens to your body and mind doesn't just go away. Whether you tuck it away in a very deep, dark drawer, it's there. And so you need to learn how to handle it, address it, face it, then move forward because you've listened to that piece of who you were. And now you can move forward in life. I'm working on that. So when you're thinking about that, I think martyrdom comes into that play, people pleasing, mom guilt, saying yes when you mean no, that goes to the people pleasing, taking on too much stuff because you feel like you have to, or it's your job, the obligation. That kind of goes with martyrdom. I think there's subsets that fall under these categories for you. So which one are you is my question. My mom is a huge martyr. When she watches this, she'll probably deny it, but it's the truth. She will take on everyone's stuff and then complain about it and act like she had no choice in the matter of doing all these things for her siblings and for us. And I know for a fact that I also kind of fell into that factor. And so I'm wondering, is that something that you're falling into? So if that's the case, think about where are you kind of falling into in those places where you're losing focus on yourself and you're using it as an excuse. So because I do this, and this, see, I have no time for myself. And that's why. So you'll justify it. So there's a science of focus and energy, like where you focus is where your energy flows, right? There's a constant saying about that. So if you're multitasking and you're doing all these things and you're doing everything for everyone, there really is no more energy left for you to work on yourself. And because of that, you're kind of working with like half battery power all the time. Or, think about a phone, your iPhone, your Samsung phone, whatever kind of phone you have, or your computer. If you're trying to always function at 25% battery, you're always like nervous that battery is going to run out, right? So you have to be plugged in somewhere. So even our technology, even our devices need to be recharged and plugged, but we don't do that for ourselves. I don't know how many times I have functioned on very little sleep. I'm sure you have as well if you're watching this, or you get so to the point where you get sick. I actually have a coaching client today. She said every fall, like clockwork, she gets sick. And I'm like, kind of like my breath is taken away right now because I'm kind of feeling weird about this whole topic. It's a very real topic for me. And I think I don't understand why women have such an issue with it. And I think it perplexes me because I coach women every day and I coach men in the business world, and it's all encompassing. It's your life. We're talking about different things and running businesses. And I'm even thinking about myself, like, where is the time that you say no? Like, I had a consult meeting earlier last week with someone that I respect very much. And I kind of went over all the things that I'm doing and I'm trying to work on. And she literally said to me, wow, it really sounds like you're doing a lot. Kind of like in shock almost. Like, where is this all going? And at what price are you doing this for? And it made me kind of stop in my tracks. So I am doing a time audit right now, and I'm kind of taking a look at what matters to me. I'm reading this great book that was gifted to me called Wealthy and Well Known. Here it is. I just bent down. And I love it because I heard him speak at our conference. This is his wife, AJ, and Maury Vaden. He wrote the book, Take the Stairs, and was in the big TED Talks, but I'm in the middle of it now. And I love it because it's not anything brand new concepts. It's just repackaged, but in a way that makes sense. There's an exercise with a PDF. There's a PDF scanning page he has in the book where it talks about a life story exercise, like going all the way back to your childhood beliefs and everything and kind of working your way through to figure out what your life story is so you can figure out what your identity is. And it's perfect timing because I'm headed off to Business Mastery in person. And this is probably like my second one in person with the Tony Robbins organization. And I'm wanting to finish my Plat year out. This is my second one in a really strong way and take advantage of all the learning and everything so I can apply it to my life. So I'm going with an open blank canvas to pour into myself. And there's a little piece of me that's a whisper. It's going, should I be doing this? Should I be spending the time away to do this? Should I be not taking time off? Should I be rescheduling? So I did all my coaching calls today, Monday. Usually Mondays and Fridays are my day to work on my real estate business. But I did that intentionally so that I could take some of my calls. I'm still doing some in the mornings to manage the schedule while I'm away because I will be in a hotel room and so I can do these calls. But the whole point is the story is that this is something for me to grow me and my business. Yet there's a little thing in my head going, I feel bad because Michael's going to be here with the kids and Clover's starting school next week. And should I be here? And look, I'm justifying why I shouldn't go. Are you doing that? And I think one of those things to think about is, yes, you should go. And yes, I know I need to go and I'm going. And my husband is not the person saying you shouldn't go at all. Let's make that very clear. If anything, he's like, go, you should go early. If you need to stay longer, go ahead. But it's the concept of where am I needing to be present for myself? Like, I think we work so hard to be present. My last coach taught me be present where your feet are. And that was for when my babies were little, still have a little one, and a teenager that needs me really a lot too, right? But it also was, where am I losing the focus? Like, where do I feel lost? Like, where am I not being present for myself? Where am I not having fun? And I actually made that comment to my husband the other day because I feel like I need to have more fun. And I think one of the things that we need to shift, and 3 empowered shifts, I would say, to reclaim your focus as you grow in your personal growth journey would be looking at your calendars. I'm all about the calendar. Your emotional boundaries or lines or demarcations of what you will do and won't do, and daily intention setting. The last one is something I think we all need to be doing in general. Like, where do we need to put our focus for today? Like, what is the most powerful thing you can do today to move yourself forward? So for me today, I had 12 coaching calls, which was huge. And then I had a little administrative meeting, but I knew I needed to show up and be focused for these clients. So I really was like, I'm going to be present. And I knew I needed to film this content, and I knew I needed to finish packing, but I didn't want to leave all of my packing for tonight, which is very typical of me. And so I kind of packed a little bit the last few days. And I noticed such a big difference, and that's the intention, because you didn't want to spend the night before leaving out till midnight and having to get up at 5 for an 8 o'clock flight. And one thing I know I need to do is move my body, because I didn't get a chance yesterday. And so I'm made up now. I'm going to go work out after this and then hopefully sleep well. So that's just an example of how in my head I worked out, like, these are the things I know I need to do to move myself forward today. And I think we need to stop worrying so much long-term out on what ifs. I'm horrible about the what ifs, but that's something I'm on. Like, I'm consciously working on. I'm kind of questioning, what are you consciously working on? Comment below. I'm curious. And I think that ripple effect is the next thing to think about. Like, how are your relationships going to be affected if you start working on yourself? Because I know when I meditate, when I work out, when I eat well, when I'm rested and I do all the things, I'm more patient. I am clear and I'm focused when I'm with my family, when I'm with my clients, when I'm with my friends. I have more space for myself, for everyone around me. And I just feel happy. like happier and I think more joyful. And so when you're joyful, your energy is higher. And so you attract better things to your life. So I think some of that, if you're feeling really run down, maybe you should just stop and pull back a little bit, even though if you have deadlines and things going on. At the end of the day, if you get sick, you're going to have to cancel everything anyways, right? So why not call it ahead of time, give yourself that space before you do get sick. It's a really hard discipline to get in the behavior of doing. But if you can do that, I know in my heart that your life and business will change. The call to action I want to have for you, a couple thoughtful videos today. I have been going through a lot of change right now in a season of confusion myself. I think it's so important. I know there's so many people giving their advice on videos and stuff. I'm kind of telling you about it as I'm going along. That's kind of where I kind of see my place being. I'm not a Mel Robbins. I don't have a New York best-selling book yet, maybe one day. But what better person than someone that's gone through it, right? And I think I'm in it now. And so those of you that are in it, I welcome you to join me because I think this is a journey that needs to be had together and being accountable to each other on what is it that you want to move forward your life to look like. I think we have this whole other chapter in our life. And I was thinking about that. If we live to 100 and I'm turning 50 this year, I have 50 more years. Like, I don't want to be like falling apart because I didn't take care of myself between now and 60 and 70. So that my 80 and 90 is not good. Because I know my grandmother was bedridden in her 90s, and I don't think that was the best end for her. She had a lot of longevity, but was it a quality of life? So if you want to have a quality of life, make yourself a priority before your body decides to shut down. And every person I speak to that's older says if they had to give themselves their advice back in their 40s, and 30s is to take care of your health first and your energy, health, vitality, energy. And I think I would agree with that now that I'm going and I had to get, take care of things myself. I'm doing some energy clearing and I'm working with chronic healing too. And it's been a huge factor for me. And I've been lazy. I'm not going to admit that I haven't been doing some of the exercises as much as I need because I know I can feel the difference when I do it and when I don't do it. So I challenge you to think about what that looks like for you and carve that time and be present for yourself. But comment below, I choose me. I love that thing. If this message landed for you, just put I choose me and share how focusing on you, if you've made the shift, things that you did, the before and after, I'd love to know. And I would love a like button if this video landed with you, and a subscribe if you want to follow along. I'm the Empowered Woman, and I'm just here to follow along on this journey and share my journey with you. And hopefully we can work together to get you to where you want to be, and I'll be where I want to be, and we can hang out. All right, till next time.